For over 2 centuries, patriotic Americans have answered the call to serve their nation in times of peace and war. And through it all, a lot has changed. One thing that hasn't changed is the need for security. Security for our country and security for our families. Growing older means having more time to focus on the things that really matter. Things like enjoying the company of loved ones, traveling, or just exploring the activities you love. It also means making important decisions about your future financial and healthcare needs. Unfortunately for many, that means dealing with new rules, new bureaucracies, and new problems. This is especially true for veterans of the armed services who can face unique and stressful challenges almost every day. Fortunately, if you or a loved one is a veteran, you may already qualify for benefit programs that can help cover medical, assisted living, or nursing home costs. The assistance these programs provide can help take the worry out of getting the care you need so you can get back to what's important. Recently, MSNBC News covered one such plan in a detailed report. Let's hear what they had to say.
We're back with NBC News In Depth tonight, continuing now our special series called Trading Places on taking care of aging parents. All this week we've been sharing your stories. Tonight, a report on a program that is run by the feds, the Department of Veterans Affairs. This story came to us from a viewer email. Fred Harrop of Florida wrote, "Veterans, their spouses, and widows may be eligible for VA benefits to help with assisted living or nursing home costs. These programs have been a godsend to countless individuals." We asked NBC's Ann Thompson to do some checking on this little known about veterans benefit that it turns out few people who could benefit from are really aware of.
Sunshine, you make me happy.
At 83, Berdine Goldsmith can still harmonize.
How much I love.
To look at her, you wouldn't know she has Alzheimer's, but she can't live on her own.
What'd you have for breakfast?
A year ago, her daughter Betty moved Berdine into this assisted living facility in Dallas and got an unexpected assist from the government.
When you find out that there's a veterans benefit to help your mom,
Right.
that's got to seem,
It's thrilling. It's thrilling. It's just a real blessing.
The convoy puts to sea on the...
Berdine's husband Hubbard served in World War II, a Navy medic in the invasion of Sicily. Because of that service, today Berdine gets about $900 a month, a quarter of her care. The other $3,000 comes out of Betty's and husband Ted's savings each month.
The financial burden is stressful enough, but then you have the emotional stress on top of that. What's the next sign after that?
It's called the Aid and Attendance Benefit for at-home assisted living or nursing home care. Facility Director Michael Halliburton says it never fails to surprise families.
Well, it's shock and awe. Their eyes light up, their jaws drop. I've had people cry.
But the program is little known. Today, just 143,000 veterans and surviving spouses receive the benefit. The government says perhaps hundreds of thousands more could be eligible.
We know that about 36% of veterans either didn't know about the program or thought they weren't entitled.
Eligibility is based on need, but you don't have to be impoverished. The formula includes your income minus medical expenses and your net worth, excluding your house and car. The benefit is available to veterans who served during wartime and their spouses if they can't live on their own. A benefit that is now one more part of Betty's father's legacy.
And I think he'd be very proud of the fact that his service was being honored.
Hubbard Goldsmith helped his country then. His country helps his wife now. Ann Thompson, NBC News, Dallas.
We'd like to hear more stories like this. We'd like to hear about your experiences of taking care of your aging parents. To send us yours, go to our website. That's nightly.msnbc.com. Click on Share Your Stories.
Amazingly, less than 10% of veterans and spouses that qualify for this benefit have ever applied for it. Think about it. You may already qualify for benefits without even knowing it. That's where one of our friendly and attentive consultants can assist you in determining eligibility, qualifying for the benefits, how much you can expect to receive, and take you through the steps needed to apply. Jim Nicholson, the former Secretary of Veterans Affairs, had this to say about the program. Veterans have earned this benefit by their service to our nation. We want to ensure that every veteran or surviving spouse who qualifies has the chance to apply. The requirements for eligibility are simple. You must be a veteran, the spouse of a veteran, or surviving spouse of a veteran. Surviving spouses must have been married to the veteran at the time of their death. The veteran must have served at least one day during a period of war with at least 90 days of active duty. Periods of war include World War II, the Korean conflict, the Vietnam War, and the Gulf War. But you did not need to see battle in order to be eligible. And the reason you need medical care does not need to be related to your military service.
Because I'm a veteran, Wilkes Law Firm was able to get me all these benefits in the past few years. I'm very fortunate to have Roy Wilkes with me and doing so many things that have been to my benefit in the last 15 years. I would recommend Roy to anyone.
The Veterans Aid and Attendance Program is designed to help cover the cost of assistance for another individual, such as hands-on assistance with dressing, bathing, toileting, and so on. Someone who needs another individual to drive them to the doctor or help them out of bed would qualify, as would someone with mental impairment or blindness. If you need to have someone around you for safety concerns, or if you reside in an assisted living facility or a nursing home, this benefit may be available to help you cover the cost of those expenses.
I first met Roy about 5 years ago. My wife had Alzheimer's at that point for several years, and I could see the handwriting on the wall. And Roy was very helpful in getting me to do a lot of the preliminary stuff, changing my accounts, changing real estate things, and Rose's Alzheimer's had progressed to the point that I could see that we were going to have to do something. Up to that point, I had been taking care of her. And I made an appointment with Roy, and he said, yes, I think I can help you with the Medicare portion of this, because being in a nursing home at the prices, I could see that as healthy as Rose was, this could be long-term, and there's no way that I could have afforded all that. He was quite amazing how fast that he could simulate all of that, get all the papers together, and get the process rolling, and he did the whole thing in less than a month, so that the cost of the nursing home really didn't cost me that much. I was a small town banker, and so I spent my life dealing with situations like this. But when it came to the point, I still needed good legal help, and Roy provided that. I would recommend him to anybody, and I have.
There are some income and expense situations that the VA will consider to determine whether or not an individual or couple needs assistance, such as the total assets and income of the couple or individual. And this is where our trained representatives can assist you. They understand the criteria the VA uses and can help you qualify, even if you have more than the maximum allowable assets. For example, with regard to income, it is not how much money you have coming in, but rather how much money you have going out for unreimbursed medical expenses that helps you qualify. The following are some examples of unreimbursed medical expenses: Medicare and Medicare supplement premiums, drug co-pays and doctor visit deductibles, over-the-counter supplies such as bandages, over-the-counter medications such as aspirin, pain creams, and others. Additionally, the actual costs of home health care, assisted living, or nursing homes, plus any other out-of-pocket medical expenses, are used to determine the net income figure and can help you qualify. You may be wondering, how much can I receive? A single veteran can expect to receive up to $1,703 per month. That's $20,436 per year. A married veteran can expect to receive up to $2,019 per month, or $24,228 per year. And a spouse or surviving spouse can expect to receive up to $1,094 per month, or $13,128 per year. This money is tax-free and does not affect your Social Security benefits. It's important to understand that each case is different and must be evaluated on its own merits.
A couple of years ago, I was sitting with my financial planner to look into the future for my wife's confinement, if you will, or stay at an assisted living facility. And he recommended that I see Roy as a result of his dealings with him from the past, because I was, rapidly using up money, and, he wanted to slow down the flow and apply for Medicaid assistance. I wasn't aware that I was even eligible because of, income and certain other things. So I was paying, the facility cash. But the financial advisor suggested I talk to Roy and see what's there for me, and also get my house in order with power of attorneys and living wills and so on for both of us, for my wife and for myself. And if we both should pass on, or I should pass on and my wife is still alive, that the money would be in a trust that she would always be taken care of. So I called Roy, and we had a meeting, a prompt meeting, and he sat down and explained all the things that I didn't know, which was a bunch. We first started with the legal documents, and he set it all up, and then he went to work, and he said, we'll go to work on the Medicaid portion of it, and he felt that I was, in fact, eligible for Medicaid, and he proceeded to make the necessary filings with the state and the other authorities, whoever it was. And while it took a year and a half, or almost a year and a half, the results were very satisfactory. And in between, Roy and Nancy, his legal assistant, stayed in touch. And, I met him in the facility, and I hadn't seen him for 6 months, and he remembered who I was. So I knew he was working on it, and he went back and checked again, and I got a call from the office to tell me where we were. And as I said, we about a month or two ago, it came through that it was set up to get assistance from Medicaid. So all in all, it was a very satisfactory experience, and I would recommend Roy and his crew to anybody who's thinking about it, or anybody who is in a similar situation, to find out where they are and to help get their house in order.
To begin, you'll need to gather documentation such as your marriage certificate and discharge papers. The application process can take a while, but working with one of our trusted advisors can help cut this time in half in most cases. We believe that American veterans who have served during a time of war have earned the right to worry-free assistance with the cost of their medical care. Let us help you get the benefits you deserve today. For more information or to request a consultation, contact the law offices of Roy Wilkes and speak with one of our friendly and helpful representatives.